All right, so I can see that many of the participants have already joined after the break. I just have one request from the previous speaker of uh, the session, uh, Shri Naresh Dubleji. He requested that in case your institute, you feel that the classrooms need this kind of acoustic works that he has been describing in his session. Okay, just type yes in the chat box. That's the activity that he requested me to carry out. That if you also feel that in your classrooms, in your respective institute, you feel that that kind of work is required, just type yes in the chat box. That's the activity that Naresh Tubleji has requested.
Anil, we start at...
Sir, we will start at 3:30. Sir, you please have your lunch, sir, please.
Yeah, so another just 2-3 minutes, I'll just quickly have something. Yeah.
Sure, sir. Sure.
You can also write the location of your institute, so that can also be okay, or yes is also okay. So we can take your name and details from Dr. Sharma sir. So our team will come and engage with you. They call you up and then set up a time and do a RT study, reverberation time study, and a background noise study in your institute. And then we see how we can collaborate with the industry or generate resources, or you have the funds available, so we can execute that around. Yeah, Riddhi.
Naresh,
Yeah.
I won't be able to attend the 5 o'clock call. I'll have to leave from office by 4:30.
Also,
Yes, now I can see you actually. Yes.
Hi. Hello,
Namaskar,
Dr.
sir.
Anuj. How are you? Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining on time. In fact, before time. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
we will be just waiting for our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Neeraj Gupta ji.
I've joined Arun.
In fact, sir is already here. Yes.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. How are you?
Namaskar. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation at a short notice. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. और हमारा एक प्रैक्टिस है सर, एक बार हम किसी को बुला लेते हैं तो then we keep inviting them again and again. So kindly be ready for that, sir.
Welcome, sir.
And Tarun has spoken so highly of you that I really encourage, and that we have your presence will be really helpful to all of us, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Neeraj sir, can we start?
Sir,
Yes,
with,
sir,
your,
please
per-
do.
with
Yeah.
your permission, I'd like to start. Yes, Subrat Panda, sir.
Okay. So a very warm and good afternoon to all of you on behalf of the organizing committee of this FDP program, and welcome to the valedictory function of the 1-week online faculty development program on implementation of the new education policy 2020 that is specially focused on the vocational education and skill development from 14 to 18 December 2020. We are really honored to have our today's guest of honor, Shri Rishi Ranjan ji, respected Honorable Vice-Chancellor Professor Neeraj Gupta sir, Dr. Ajit Patra, Director TLC, Dr. Umesh Gupta, Deputy Director TLC, Dr. Anuj Sharma, Fellow Coordinator of this program, Organizing Committee Member of the TLC, Dean, HODs, faculty members, and all the active participants of this FDP program. The last 5 days was series of talk comprises of academia to industry professional. It was really very interesting to update our knowledge on the implementation of the new education policy 2020, especially focused on vocational education and skill development. We are thankful to our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor Neeraj Gupta sir, to guide us to organize such an event of the importance and magnitude. So I hope all of us will surely benefited with some new knowledge from this 1-week online FDP program. And I feel that this FDP will add some positive points in your teaching, research in the coming days, directly or indirectly. Without delay, I would like to request Dr. Umesh Gupta, Deputy Director of TLC, to give the detailed report of this 5-day online FDP program. Over you to Umesh sir.
Thank you, Dr. Subrat, for giving me this opportunity to present or to deliver the report of this particular FDP program. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Umesh, respected Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Neeraj Gupta Sir, guest of honor Shri Rishi Ranjan ji, Dr. Ajit Patra, Director TLC, Dr. Anuj, Dr. Subrat, Program Coordinator of this particular FDP program, and all the participants, especially the participants other than Sivraj community. It is my pleasure to present the report of this 5 days FDP on implementation of National Education Policy 2020, Vocational Education and Skill Development. Vocational education plays a vital role in national development, and it improves the standard of life. Vocational education is particularly important for promoting economic development, expanding employment size, and improving the quality of employment. The objective of technical and vocational education is to bring up application-oriented talents that have related technical theoretical knowledge and practical ability as well. This FDP program was aimed to provide an opportunity to the faculty members for personal enrichment as well as professional development, so as to impart the vocational education in particular. The objective was to help the teachers to understand the pedagogy, skill test, and curriculum design for various vocational courses. Overall, we witnessed 101 participants for this FDP program, and more than 101 participants were registered, and more than 16 from more than 16 states of the country belonging to various disciplines. I am happy to announce that there were 23 technical sessions and 4 activity sessions which were held during this FDP. The technical sessions were delivered by 20 very renowned resource persons. Some of the major topics which were covered during this FDP includes transforming vocational education and skill development, vocational education and training, global perspective, how to link vocational education with higher education in India, vocational education in higher education, existing frameworks and possible models, integrating vocational training in conventional university system, a case study, implementation of the vocational education, new approach to skill education, teaching and learning strategies for skill development, program design for vocational education and multiple entry and exit options, bringing the gap between professional demands and competency of degree holders, etc. I hope this program was a good learning event for all the participants, and they could achieve they could have got some knowledge that they were aiming from this particular FDP. Thank you so much for showing your interest in attending.
Anuj,
Okay.
you can continue, Anuj.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Umesh Gupta, for your detailed report about the FDP program. Now, I would like to request 2 to 3 participants to give their views or share the experiences they learned from that FDP program or take away from this FDP program. So first, I request Dr. Sanjeev Pal to give his views and share about the experiences.
Thank you so much, Dr. Subrat Kumar Panda. Our honorable guest of honor, Shri Rishi Ranjan ji, Professor Neeraj Gupta ji, and all my esteemed colleagues who attended this FDP program. First of all, I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to Central University Rajasthan for conducting this 5-day wonderful FDP. As a teacher, we strongly believe that learning to teach is a lifelong process, and this type of FDPs only help us to further learn and relearn to hone our skills of teaching. The FDP has been a great learning experience, and we are sure that it will help us to redefine our way of teaching and assessing the students' community, thereby contributing to the overall development of vocational education in India. At the end, we promise to utilize each and every part of the knowledge we gathered from all the distinguished speakers. And a special thanks to Dr. Anuj, Dr. Subrat Kumar Panda, and our Honorable Vice-Chancellor of Central University Rajasthan for all the support and giving us the chance to participate in such a wonderful FDP. Thank you so much, sir.
Dr. Pal, can you maybe introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Professor Dr. Sanjeev Pal. I am representing Amity University, Rajasthan.
Thank you, Dr. Pal, for your experiences, what you have shared. So now I request next participant, Dr. Shivangi Tiwari, to share her views.
Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity. A very good afternoon to all of you. I would like to laud the initiative taken by TLC CU Raj in conceptualizing and executing this training program, considering the current scenario. I'm sure that this training has contributed in updating my knowledge as well as other participants who are joining with me from day 1 to day 5. 5 days online FDP is like a long process, but I'm sure that the TLC CURAS has taken adequate care to fruitfully and happily engage us during this period. I would also like to compliment the faculty and technical staff of TLC CURAS in successful organizing this training program, especially Professor Anu Sharma sir, Professor Subrat Kumar Panda sir, and the whole team. The FDP was excellent, and it really made me stop and think about where I am going and how I am using my time. I have attended similar courses before, but this was by far the most useful, memorable, and thought-provoking in terms of this pandemic kind of things, where we have shifted traditional to that online platforms. I think it also showcased how education via Zoom can ought to be managed. I found each session, either the session by Professor Arora sir, where we have learned the life skills, where sir explained the value of good listener by narrating the Mahabharata. Like once Ved Vyasa was lost in his own narration, and meanwhile Lord Ganesha was writing manuscript, and after finishing Ved Vyasa asked to Lord Ganesha that Ganesha, why didn't you ask something to me? And with a smiling face, what Ganesha replied said, I need not like to feel to speak. Really, these lines are very much inspiring for me. Like, I was lost in your narration. One should be a good speaker along with active listener too. Professor Neeraj Gupta sir, I call you sir one of the motivational speaker as well as orator too, who told us each one of us can design a course. Each one of us has a capability. Sir, I learned from your session the roadmap for designing the course, the competency-based learning, outcome-based learning. Sir, I thankful to you that even I myself design a course for related to service sector industries. I thank each one of you from the participants too, who make me to participate with in a disciplined manner. I thank you once again, Professor Anu Sharma sir and Professor Kumar Panda sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Shivangi. So
Can
finally,
you,
I
can you
request.
keep this thing rather brief? I would have to have maximum advantage of Rishi Ranjan ji here.
Yes.
And thank you, Shivangi, for nice words. I hope our PR department did not send you the script.
No, sir.
Okay.
Subrat sir, I think we can move forward now.
Okay. So now I request Professor Neeraj Gupta sir, Vice-Chancellor of Central University of Rajasthan, to give his remarks about this 5 days FDP program.
No, I'll not spend too much of time giving any remarks because I was participating in this program all through. And to me, being a face-to-face trainer, even online, when you look at people's face, you discover that how happy they are. And like I said, I would rather invest my time in listening to Rishi Ranjan ji, who is a guest of honor. And I welcome him on this forum and really grateful to him that in spite of all the technicalities and things like that, he readily agreed. And I would like to make a special mention of Tarun Toshniwalji, who helped connect us. And the way he mentioned that we'll be having this, we just came, it was kind of a divine intervention that he called me up maybe after 3-4 years. So we were talking on phone, and this conversation dropped in, and I mentioned him about this program and requested him. So it is really an amazing thing to happen that Rishi Ranjan ji is here. And I welcome you, sir, and really hope that all of us will be benefited by whatever you are going to talk about and some practice of meditation that we will do in today's session. And also continue having your blessings with us. So it's an eye-opener for many of us who in the profession believe that things can only be done in a certain way. So you are a perfect example of kind of balancing all these things and balancing your passion and work. With that, I close my remarks. Thank you, everybody, for giving us nice words. Thanks, Shivangi, Sanjeev, and everybody, all the participants. And I'm sure that these two participants kind of echo the mindset of others also. I only would suggest that let this be a beginning. In fact, the success of this program will be known if within a fortnight you send us a detailed design of a program that you have done based on the learning of this course. You know, that will be our real success. The rest are all, you know, it's like, I call it very crudely a Shamshan Vairagya. So that needs to fructify, and once we do that, that will be our real pleasure. Thank you so much, and welcome, Rishi Ranjan ji.
Thank you, sir.
The formal welcome to you available. So bear with us for another 2 minutes, because that is
No
the rituals that we all need to follow, and we follow them to the T. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind word. So now I request Dr. Ajit Patra, Director TLC, to introduce our guest of honor, Shri Rishi Ranjan ji. Dr. Patra.
Yeah, Rishi Ranjan ji, namaskar.
Namaste, sir.
And I think I got the most difficult task to introduce a speaker of your magnitude. So if you miss something, please excuse me. So all the beloved participants and our honorable Vice-Chancellor Neeraj Gupta sir. So we have a excellent session going to have, and let me introduce our today guest of honor, Shri Rishi Ranjan ji, which working as a global leader in IBM. He has more than 2 decades of IT experience with various IT companies like TCS, Infosys, in many executive roles. He obtained his engineering from NIT Rourkela and executive management course from Michigan Ross School of Management. He is a heartfulness trainer, and has been practicing heartfulness meditation for around 23 years. He has been learning the deeper aspect of spirituality and reality from spiritual master and global guide of Sahaj Mark. Rishi Ranjan ji have given various talks on topics of everyday spirituality on Radio City for the program Santi Sutra. His thought, based on heartfulness principle, are also posted on jargon.com. His talks on various deeper aspects of spirituality and ways of living life are being released as a DVD within the Heartfulness Institute. He has his own YouTube channel named Ek Rishi Ki Baatein, which is widely used in India. He has been called for various business schools, colleges, corporate, both in national and international level, to conduct programs on topics of reality, transformations, and authentic leadership. Rishi Ranjan ji travels globally and also conducts a lot of meditation course camp across India, where thousands of seekers have been benefited from started meditation. With this short introduction, now I request Rishi Ranjan ji please blessing his words and motivations to all of us. Thank you for agreeing and delivering a lecture in this program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ajit Patra ji. Thank you, VC Saab, Neeraj Gupta ji. Thank you, Dr. Anuj. And thanks to all the dignitaries who are attending this session and listening to us on YouTube. I remember this couplet says, कइयों ख्वाब देखते हैं मगर वो टूट जाते हैं, कइयों ख्वाब देखते हैं मगर वो टूट जाते हैं, वही अजमेर जाते हैं जिन्हें ख्वाजा बुलाते हैं. So I believe today's session is somehow designed by nature, where I am present with all of us to kind of take forward the beautiful session which you already have for past 5 days as part of faculty development program. I've been, I have, please accept my reverence and pranams wherever you are. I have very deep respect for, the professors, the teachers, the educators. Primarily being my father himself is a professor and my grandfather was founding principal of college. And I believe you all have a very big responsibility because you shape the Sukshma Sharir of human beings. You shape a destiny of a person. I remember when I was a child, and most of the things the educators may not know, it is only the listener will know. I remember one of the sessions, in the end of the day, there was a prayer and I was, kind of saying that prayer very loudly. And the teacher came to me and said, Rishi, don't shout the prayer. God is not deaf. That made a very deep impact on me even now. Is God deaf that we have to shout our prayer or not? So all of you are shaping the Sukshma Sharir, the mind of human beings. And that is the topic which has been given to me, the mind management. Can you please give me the sharing rights? Thank you. So what we will do is, over the next 40 minutes or so, we'll go over this topic of mind management, and based on ancient wisdom, based on modern science, so on and so forth. This topic is a little abstract in nature. The reason being is getting the concept of mind. If you are able to get it and observe it, that means we have gained the capacity of being a witness of the mind, right? So it's a little abstract topic. What I suggest here is all of us just sit back, relax, and enjoy this session. There is nothing to know here. There is no thinking here. And let us all pray whatever is going to come out of this session will be a sort of a new way in which we can learn how to educate others, where the transmission of the flow of the knowledge happens independently and we start learning from inside. And that happens when we are in a very calm, composed, and relaxed manner. What we will do today here is we'll go over a few basic concepts and principles, and we'll try to observe them, right? I will present few principles very simply in front of all of us. And then we will go over, a science part of it. And then we will conclude how, as educators, we can get benefited from all this, the knowledge which we are having in this, right? Now, before I start, right, what is the purpose of knowledge? I mean, there's so much of information available. But our ancient wisdom defined the knowledge and the purpose very simply. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. Knowledge is that which liberates. Now that liberation means we are not liberated. There is some sort of binding on us, the way we think, the way we operate, the way we see things. And when we are having this knowledge, that slowly that liberation happens, we are kind of getting ourselves free, or we are expanding ourselves in a manner in which we are able to kind of experience the thing in a whole. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. Knowledge is that which liberates. And I'm sure, over past 5 days, whatever the learnings which has been presented into this forum, we will see those are different tools and techniques to present the information in such a manner that the person is able to grasp them very easily and feel that he has mastered the particular information which is presented to him, and he feels kind of a freedom to exercise that knowledge which has become a part of him now. Whatever doesn't become a part of me, I will always have problem in executing it. So somewhere knowledge is very deeply connected to my core being itself. So what is education? And now we'll slowly, kind of do a step-by-step analysis, right? There's different meaning of education. What I liked were particularly two of them. One is what they are saying is, out of something which is internal. The potentiality is inherent. Now we don't know what that potentiality is. We'll investigate further as we go down the session. But there is hidden potentiality in all of us. To bring that out and nurture it, to bring it up, to make it go ahead, is the purpose of the education, the word itself, right? So the outside in approach is one way, and the inside approach is the another way. What we are going to see today is the inside out approach. How we can harvest the potentiality, how we can create a learning environment in which the inherent potentiality of anybody as human being is expressed in a very natural manner, right? So what is the viewpoint of Swami Vivekananda? And Swami Vivekananda wrote this letter on 3rd March 1894. It's roughly 120 years or so back. He said that he was not satisfied with India's education system. He called the education system a clerk-making machine. He told, this education system does not teach one to stand on his own feet. He also told, this education system does not produce man of originality. More than that, this education system destroys one's faith, and self-confidence. And he defined education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. So the perfection which is already there, how we can make it get manifested, right? If you're not nurturing it and we're having an outside-in approach, what he now says was a clerk-making machine. Now, clerk-making machine, what I could infer from this statement, and we all are free to deliberate on it, is I'm becoming more of a repeatable executor than somebody who kind of analyzes, do critical thinking, go inside and bring out the best which is there as part of his system. So with this context, what we saw was a little bit of on the education. Now let's see how Lord Krishna is trying to educate Arjun, right? That's another model which we need to see. Now, sometimes I see the wonder in the setup of this dialogue. Lord Krishna is giving the highest sermon to Arjun in a battlefield. He would have chosen to do it in while having lunch or listening to some music over a gathering. No. The highest sermon, when two armies are about to attack each other, then Lord Krishna is giving this beautiful message of reality of life to Arjun. I feel the setup itself gives us a lot of information. The information which we get from this war-like setup is knowledge is given for execution, right? Knowledge, all these mystical states which Lord Krishna is defining is not to be kept, but it has to be used. He says, Yoga stha kuru karmani, sangam tyakta dhananjaya, siddha asiddhya samo bhutva, samatvam yoguchyate. He says, you get stationed in the condition of yoga. Now, what is yoga? We have not yet defined. But now let's imagine that's an arbitrary condition, which is not a normal human condition which we are having in day-to-day life. He says, yoga stha kuru karmani. You stay positioned into the condition of yoga. Sangam tyakta dhananjaya. When you are getting positioned at a higher phenomena, Sangam tyakta dhananjaya, then you will leave the unnecessary prejudices, attachment, which is not allowing you to see the reality which is present in front of you. Sangam tyakta dhananjaya. This unnecessary ego-based thought process, past prejudice, all this, our creation of our individual mind, our self-creation, which is kind of holding us so hard that we are not able to see the reality. Yoga stha kuru karmani, sangam tyakta dhananjaya. Then only the sangam, the unnecessary bondings will get released. Siddha asiddhya samo bhutva. And when you are positioned into that higher realm of yourself, then whether the work happens based on your justification or doesn't happen, you will be equanimous. Your mind will be like a sthit pragya. Your mind will be stationed at a higher pedestal. Samatvam yoga ichyate. And this is the condition of yoga. This equanimity is yoga. When your individual mind is attached to a cosmic mind, when you are in a position of yoga, then all this illusion will start dropping off. So he gave a very high kind of, as we say in corporate language, North Star. He gave a very high benchmark. He says, yoga stha kuru karmani. Be stationed in yoga and then do your work. Now let's analyze what does this yoga condition means, and that's the rest of the session. We'll try to see this pedagogy, this way of approaching education, where automatically from inside you are lifted to a higher pedestal, and from there when you see, everything kind of changes, and that's the model which Lord Krishna is telling us. Now, with these few definitions, let's agree, or kind of for the next 30 minutes, let's think this is the definition of life. What is life, right? Now, it has been defined by various teachers in a different manner, but I have taken this definition. It says life is movement, change, and evolution. Movement means we are moving from A to B. There is a continuous movement. We cannot hold on to A forever. We will become D because there is movement in life. We are sitting on the tip of the arrow, which is called time, and time is linear and moving forward. And so we are moving with time. This moment is not the same as the last moment. That is the second change. So B will be different than A. Our next condition will be different from the previous condition. And most importantly, the next condition should be better than the previous condition. That is that if you are really connected to a natural evolutionary stream which is there in nature, then our next moment will always be better than the previous moment. So life is movement, change, and evolution. It moves, it changes, and it changes for better one. Now let's analyze this statement, scientifically. On the top, if you see, there is a stream of evolution. It is, from millions of years, whatever Mother Nature has done is created human beings, right? So in fact, we are the proof. Human being existence, our existence is a proof that nature is continuously evolving. Otherwise, it would have stopped or some other, evolution would have happened. So we are in a constant stream of physiological evolution. There have been more physiologically better, existence on Earth, right? They were far more taller, far more sharper with eyes, far more ability to listen, jump, whatever, right? All those creatures have evolved on the Earth. But now nature has agreed that human beings are the most evolved person right now. So besides physiologically, what is growing in us? And that is the bottom of this chart. If we see, we have evolved, there are multiple kingdoms right now. There is mineral kingdom, there is plant kingdom, there is animal kingdom, there is human kingdom. And we don't know what is going to happen next, right? But there is a stream of evolution which is evolving. In mineral kingdom, if you see the consciousness, right, is it present or not? It has been found that in the molecular structure of water, it is greatly affected by the physical events such as thoughts, words, and intention. You would have heard, seen this experiment by Dr. Imoto Masaru that, he has done the water crystal experiment and he has shown how the water crystal changes based on the thought around it, right? So on the left, if you see, is before prayer. On the right, you see the crystal after prayer. So there is some little bit of, consciousness, though it is in a latent state, which is present in minerals. Now that consciousness evolves further into plant kingdom. Now, plants are more evolved than minerals. Their ability to detect stimuli and have the reaction is modified by the operant condition. We know the chui muhi ka paudha, we know the sunflower. All those are programmatically evolved better than minerals, and ability, their consciousness is a little bit higher. Then comes the animal kingdom. Now, in animal kingdom, the animal eat, drink, sleep, wake, and experience joy and sorrow. All these things are there, right? But what animals don't have is self-recognition. That means animals don't know that they are dog or monkey or elephant. They don't have a self-consciousness in them. And through experiment, it has been found that the self-recognition of animal is limited to the great apes and human infants older than 15 months of age. That means if you show them on a mirror, they will not be able to recognize it is their image on the mirror, right? So that self-recognition is not there in animals. And that part, if you see, the evolution was going in one direction. Now we have human existence. In human existence, if you see, it's a very wonderful, beautiful opportunity for us, where we have both humanity and divinity in the same existence. And we have been given this opportunity as life through which we can take a quantum leap from a human existence to a divine existence. But in this existence also, there is a chance that we may come down. So there is a spectrum of movement, right? So we would have seen we as humans can behave like animals, can behave like rock sometimes. And also we can also become and see there is a flow of love in us and we start behaving higher than our own existence, right? Now, who's doing all this in ourselves? That is our consciousness. That is our mind. Human beings are blessed with a mind which is more evolved, which is more expansive in nature, where the ability that it does things besides our basic tendencies of self protection is there in it, right? So human beings have been blessed with something called self-consciousness. What does it mean? It means I am aware of my own thought. That means I can see my thought as an object. I know when I'm angry. I know when I'm sad. I know when I'm going to get angry. I know when I'm being revengeful. I know when I'm being judging others. I'm aware of my own thoughts. That's a very big quantum leap, which we have different from animals and any other kingdom. The other part of this self-consciousness is knowledge of the state of self. I know I am so and so person, and I have this experience of myself in that image of my own, right? So I'm able to see myself as an object, as if I'm observing myself from somewhere. I don't know how, I don't know where, but I'm able to do it. So my close association with being identified only with matter is slowly getting loosened up. I'm aware of my thoughts. That means I'm aware that there is something existing in me which makes me move, which is my consciousness. Now, let's see what is, we say, at this point, let me introduce another aspect. Human beings are able to do these three, the self-consciousness comes because we have a developed Sukshma Sharir or mind, right? What is mind and how do we relate with it? The beautiful example given here is, suppose you are watching TV. So your gross body, which is the body made of flesh and bone, is present in front of TV. But on the other room, there is a child who's crying. Now your gross body, that means all your physical senses are available to take both the inputs, the sound from the TV and the sound of a child who's crying. Now you will see that if your mind is with the child, then everything which is coming from the TV will not be registered. Or if you are only watching the TV, your mind is in the TV, then whatever the child is crying will never get registered. That means there is something beside our gross body, which is called our subtle body, our mind, which comes together with our physical body and makes us experience of phenomena. So the presence of this Sukshma Sharir can also be experimentally verified, right? Now, quickly going through the ancient wisdom, right? What it says is, the ancient wisdom, how do they see this problem, right? They say, Jiva is Atma, so that's the causal body with the desire for life. Now the Jiva is made of body, mind, and Atma. Now the observer in us, the Atma in us, has a body, needs to operate the body, and that's where the mind comes into picture. So mind do not have any existence of its own. Let's see, the first step here is towards mind management is, mind exists because now the observer in us needs to operate on, get manifested through some action, use the body, and that's why the mind comes into picture, the utility of mind. So the mind is not an organ or a physiological phenomena. It is, think of it, it is like a field which is created around us, the soul itself, our real observer, the life force, and like a magnet has a magnetic field always with it. right? Similarly, this magnetic field or this field of mind is created around the soul, which helps us get execution, whether it's at the bodily level, physical level, physiological level, or at any other level, right? So mind is attached to the gross body at one end, and it is attached to the source on the other end. So it's the connection which we have got from a matter to the source itself, to the life itself, right? Now, how does it happens, right? And this is a little, a little detailed chart, but anyway, I'll go through it. It says when the soul itself is in the seed form and it expresses itself as the physical or the gross body. When it wakes, now he's talking about 3 levels, right? When you wake up, the consciousness flows into the sense organ. When you are sleeping, it goes into the dream state and it withdraws itself, right? So at some level, the consciousness is coming and creating a waking state, a sleep state, and a deep sleep state, right? So how do we know we are the same person, who are the waking, who's sleeping, and who's deep sleeping? When you wake up, you know you are that person. When you are sleeping, you know you are sleeping. And if you are having a dream, you know it is your dream, right? And when you go to deep sleep, even though you may not remember anything, but when you come out of it, you feel that you had a deep sleep. It is the same. So there is a I-ness which is being maintained throughout all 3 consciousness. And that is the 3 levels of mind which we are having. We are having a waking, we are having a subconscious, and when we sleep, it is a deep sleep, when the mind is attached to the source itself, right? Now, the reason we are going a little technical here is the mind we know is the field around the soul. And now we know there are 3 layers of the mind, 3 levels of the mind. So mind is not only what we know in the waking state. Mind, our own mind, is also there when we are not aware of it, right? In the sleep and deep sleep state. Now, the reason I'm putting this logic here is a lot of time we give lot of faith into our knowledge, which is only based on the mind which operated at a lower level of phenomena. But it is the same mind, even if we are not aware, it's helping and operating us. Now, for common understanding, our subtle body is associated with energy and vibration. That's all it is all about. Now, so we got some idea of mind, we got some idea of it. Now, what is knowledge? Ved means knowledge, knowledge means knowing. Now, knowing means there is somebody who's knower. That means there is an observer in it, and he experiences something through which it becomes the object itself. And when it becomes the object, the knowledge of the object is perfectly absorbed in it. For an example, we go and take a flower and we smell the flower. When the experience of that flower becomes one with me, I have full knowledge of the flower which I am holding in my hand, right? So here, anubhav is being described as the knowledge. So anything which we do, which is not creating that anubhav, is not considered to be the perfect knowledge. So knowledge means knowing. Now, knowledge itself is a very transitory state. And because we saw the mind is giving us this information, the knowledge. Knowledge, when we are attached to the gross body, it gives us one knowledge, one knowing. And when it is attached to the source, it is giving me another information, right? So we ourselves into this spectrum. The knowledge itself is varying based on the consciousness that I am carrying at that point of time, right? So my mind is giving me this knowledge. And because of my consciousness, my operating conditions of the mind changes because of this knowledge changes. That means knowledge is a function of the clarity of my consciousness, which is, through that we get the intelligence through that mind, right? Now, when the knowledge is, perfectly into the source, you will not be knowing that you are having that knowledge itself, and the knowledge ends, right? So knowledge itself is a spectrum, and it is a beginning as an end, right? Say, for example, once you are going through an experience, right? and you have enough of that experience. Now you know that object pretty well. So there is no restlessness in you to know that object again and again and again, because now in your inside you have become one with that object itself. So knowledge itself has a spectrum which is dynamic in nature, which depends on the state of consciousness that we all are carrying at point of time. And this is the fundamental definition which has been given to us, which says the definition of yoga, right? Yoga, we started yoga stha kuru karmani. Stay into that higher level of knowledge which you have, which when you are connected to the source itself, or you are having a soul consciousness, or we can name it differently in different religion, we can name it differently in different types of meditation. But throughout the centuries, our elders have told us there is a higher consciousness in us. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. All the disturbances which is there in your mind, in your consciousness, when the cessation of it, when they don't come, that is yoga. That means you have perfectly stationed yourself into the higher phenomena, chitta vritti nirodha, and all the disturbances, all the working of the individual lower self has not happening. Then what will happen? That's where the second line becomes very important. Tada drishtu swarupe avasthanam. He says, only in that higher consciousness, you will be able to see the observer in you and the reality around you. Till that, vritti sarupya mitrattara. That means till that, you are living in a world of illusion around us. Because I'll give you an example. Suppose somebody is talking and you go and say, sir, I think your talk was great, but you didn't do well in A, B, C, and D, right? Now, if I'm not stationed in myself, in my source, in my core of my being, I will think what the other person is telling me is the right thing. And I will think I have not done a good job, right? Tada drishtu sarupe avasthanam. Vis-a-vis, if we are really stationed in ourselves, you automatically will know what you have done or what is going to happen. So we will not go around in an illusory world. We'll be stationed in ourselves. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. And that's why mind management means all the things which are creating the disturbance into my consciousness, which is making my consciousness heavy. It may be because of my ego. It may be because of my holding on to different things in life. Yoga stha kuru karmani, sangam tyakta dhananjaya. Because of the sangam, all the sangam which I have done, there will be so many things which I am carrying on myself. Because of that, I am not stationed in myself. I am not positioned into the core of my being. I am not allowing myself to get raised into a higher consciousness. Then only I can see the reality around me. Then only the knowledge given to me will be a perfect knowledge for that particular point of time. If I don't do that, I'll be going around into circles and I'm living into a very illusory world. Now, how do we know about it? So we spoke, about ancient wisdom. We got some concepts in life. How do we know, where we are? And that's where, we believe the heart is our barometer for how we feel about everything, including the choices we make in life. When we are happy with those choices, the heart remains a silent witness and there is natural contentment. See, beauty about nature is as soon a natural phenomena is being done, the output of that phenomena is contentment, a natural contentment. A small example is we are sitting in a bus and suppose that bus seat is marked for, ladies and elderly citizen. But I sit on that seat and there is a pregnant lady who's standing next to me. The bus stop comes, I get down the bus. You will see there is some heaviness in our heart, even though nobody has said anything to us. Why? Because at that point of time, a natural phenomena got violated. We are so deeply connected with the things around us, with the processes around us, that thinking that we exist in isolation is not possible. And that's why being as educators, because we are influencing the Sukshma Sharir, the mind of the people around us, we are designing their destiny let us station ourselves and listen to our heart and use the consciousness available in us. So we are like, as Swami Vivekananda said, we are like a thin film of, consciousness, which is against two giant oceans of subconscious mind and a superconscious mind, right? So we get only a thin film of consciousness, right? Which we are aware of. But through different practices, we can expand this consciousness to subconscious and superconscious, and then we are into the state of yoga. Now, we spoke about, little bit about wisdom, ancient wisdom. What does science say about it, right? So this is an experiment done between Heartfulness and NIMHANS, National Institute for Mental Health in Bangalore. What does it say? So the experiment was done on brain waves. So what are brain waves? We all must be knowing. So the cell of the brain are called neuron. They talk to each other through a vibratory level, which is called brain waves, right? And scientists have found there are different layers of brain waves which we have. So normally we have beta waves, which is like normal, state of our consciousness. So this is where we feel anxiety. This is where there's a chatter in my head. We are trying to do a lot of things. So mostly our brain has beta waves, that is 12 to 30 hertz. Then, it slows down, it goes to alpha, where we have relaxed, calm, lucid, and when we are kind of slowly going into our meditative posture. Then we have theta waves, which is deep relaxation, and delta waves, which is like a dreamless sleep, right? Type of state. So our brain completely relaxes, and then it allows our consciousness to, kind of go ahead. And then we have gamma waves. So gamma waves are called genius brainwave. In that gamma waves, right, the brain is acting at the peak in capacity, where all the brain functions are happening the way they are supposed to happen, as if a perfect orchestra is happening inside our brain, and our perceptual ability is raised to a very higher level. So that's called a good, genius brain waves, right? So when NIMHANS did this experiment, they had expert meditators and novice meditators, and then they did the experiment with them. So what is the outcome of that experiment? The outcome of that experiment was this. They said the experienced meditator, have good wellness symptoms. They are happy in life. They don't see too many problems. In general, they are very tolerant. They are hopeful, and they're having a good life, right? Then the second point they said was there is a shift in brain waves because of meditation based on transmission. So if you see, even in your waking condition, you are having a beta waves, you start going, meditation, and through that, the transmission-based meditation, you will see you are slowly slipping into alpha, theta, and a delta brain waves. And those are the brain waves which allow you, kind of give you a very relaxed, calm, composed mind, and use that mind to do a lot of stuff. So there's a shift in brain waves. But the third thing which they said was very interesting. They said gamma band activity has been associated with perceptual binding, and there is higher perceptual clarity, and there were occipital gamma brainwaves which were found in proficient meditators. So you see the red color here, right? The red color, right? And so when you are not meditating, that's the leftmost. You started meditating, you went deep into meditation, last part of meditation, and this is where you come out, the right one. And the rightmost is the dots, is the ability, is your mind, is your brain, from where the gamma waves are coming around, right? So 30 to 40 hertz, that's the low gamma waves, right? So gamma waves are the fastest of brain waves, and they are the processing of information from different brain areas. The information is passed very rapidly and quietly. Brain frequencies to, we don't know how these gamma waves are fired. That's what, they say. It's above neuronal firing of, the neurons. But we feel an expanded consciousness and a spiritual emergence because of it, right? Now, occipital lobe is the lobe where, it has been said that the center, the source is attached to the human body, which is at the back of your head, right? We would have seen that, in our ancient wisdom, that's where we have the choti also in old Gurukul. So it is where, our body is connected to the source, and from that, the gamma waves are coming out, right? Now, maybe we don't know yet. Yoga stha kuru karmani, sangam tyakta dhananjaya. Maybe through meditation, when we lift ourselves, maybe we'll experience those yogic condition. And in that condition, our mind is now working like a full-blown orchestra, giving us a good clarity of the situation at hand, and we are able to go ahead into our lives, right? Now, there have been different researches being done on the expansion and the contraction of consciousness, and it's a logarithmic scale on the left-hand side. Bottom line here is this, you start expanding your consciousness as you go up, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, enlightenment, and your ability to influence the environment around us also becomes very, very high, right? So for each single point increase, it is a 10-fold increase in consciousness. So as such, one person calibrated at 600, he can balance the negativity of 10 million people below 200, right? So with your, like the negativity is contagious. Similarly, this expansion of consciousness and the outcome of it is also very contagious, right? So if you start loving something, you will see that power flows around us and removes the contraction of consciousness in others, right? Because we all are in the end connected. And this is another map of, empathy, which says, as we expand our consciousness, what happens? We start becoming more and more towards oneness, right? So when you're watching somebody, a student, something goes wrong, you say, I pity you, I'm sorry for you. But if you go a little ahead, you, in the expansion of consciousness, you say, I sympathize with you, I feel for you. The more closer you get to the subject, you say, empathy. And then the last one, the highest level, compassion, comes into yourself, where say, I'm moved by you. I'm so much now related to you that I'm moved by you. So your ability to influence, the size of the circle is your ability to influence the environment around us, right? So you walk into the class, you walk into a classroom, just by your sheer presence, you're influencing, you're transmitting that quality all around us, right? That's the way we should look at expansion of consciousness. So different ways and means and techniques through which we can connect to the source in us. We can remove whatever is not required from our consciousness. So it's a proven science, proven method, so long, right? Now, that's what I think, when Lord Krishna closes his comment, he says, Buddhi yukto jahati ubhay sukrite duskrite. Tasmad yoga yujasva yoga karma sukashlam. He says, man of wisdom, you should not go too much about what is good and bad deeds. You are doing your deeds, that's good enough. A lot of times, the result of our action makes us not to do the action with full courage and willpower, right? Because we are doing it like an outside in. When you're having an inside out approach, even you are so much having that courage and willpower because you know that is the right thing to be done, you go ahead and do it, right? Tasmad yoga. So you should try to connect yourself to yojasva means connect yourself, become one with it, with the higher phenomena, yoga, which is connecting yourself to your own self, to your own heart, because that will give you the excellence in action, yoga karma sukashlam. So, he's closing the comment and saying with the expanded consciousness, when you work, your work will be in the way in which it's like your peak performance will be given there, right? Now, how the educators, how all of us can get benefited by the increased expansion of our consciousness, we become empathy influencer, right? See, we are ultimately we have to influence somebody's mind, that is sukshma sharir, not the gross body, right? We have to influence his mind, his intellect, his ability to think through critical thinking. How will you influence? The two ways are, I can put a logic right? The other is when you walk in, you yourself transmit that compassion through which that influencing happens. So you become an empathy influencer, right? 360-degree awareness, right? In the expanded consciousness, when we meet somebody, even what the person is saying, what the person is meaning, how am I able to help him? All three of them will come together because thinking takes time, feeling is immediate. Now we are connected to the feeling part of human existence. Increase ability to focus. We will be both like a kingfisher and eagle at the same time. We can see like an eagle, the vastness of the field around us, and our ability to pinpoint like a kingfisher and pick things out will also be sharpened. Power of discrimination. At any given instant, because now we are connected to the source in us, my ability to see things and give a legitimate, discriminative ability to myself will be enhanced. At no point, I will be deciding on something else, on an illusory concept. Moral courage, my ability to do things which I feel should be done will be much higher. So even though I may not get some support, but because I know that is the fulfillment of the nature at that point of time, I will go ahead and do it. And that's what the trend settles. And that's what, we move from a clerical mindset to a man of originality. Self-reflective learning, critical thinking, right? Because the knowledge itself is inside us, it is getting manifested. My ability to compare two things will be much higher. I will not be comparing two phenomena which I have just seen. I will be comparing two phenomena which I have felt. We communicate heart to heart. There is a truthfulness into my communication. There is a deep respect for individual. I respect all the opinions around me. I become a better team player. My ability to get into a team and get the job done becomes higher. Sense of morality and ethics, is inherent in us by nature, and attitude to serve the community, because now I've expanded myself, I think, for the whole community as a whole. The small s starts disappearing and the bigger s starts taking over myself, right? And as we meditate more, we kind of understand, we can experience what is coming inside us, what is getting manifested around us, and we start navigating ourselves based on that compass in our heart and use it wisely. So that's the end of the topic and the talk here. I'm not sure if we have time left.
There's all the time for those who want to continue, sir. So we are all there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because this is only the logic and the talking part. Where the real practical happens, I may need another 10 minutes or so.
Free.
Sure, sir.
Okay, great. So we got some idea. We got some idea of what we are trying to do. Thank you. So we got some idea of mind. We got some idea of expansion of consciousness, how it helps us. But these are only, I'm appealing to your intellect and logic. What touches you is your heart, because knowledge stays there. What we will do is, for next 10 minutes, we will do a guided meditation, right? And then we will come back through it and we will see how our consciousness is. So before we start, just take a mental note of your current consciousness. And then after 10 minutes, we will kind of take another checkpoint. So I request everyone to gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. My whole body is completely relaxed. all tensions gone away. I'm completely relaxed. My mind is calm and pure. And my whole body is completely relaxed. All tensions gone away. I am relaxed. Now gently bring your attention to your heart. Our heart is pure and simple. And filled with love. There is divine light in my heart. And it is attracting me. महसूस कीजिए मेरे हृदय में एक दिव्य प्रकाश है. वो मुझे अपनी ओर आकर्षित कर रहा है. There is divine light in my heart. And it is attracting me. इसी विचार में डूब जाएं. And if there are any other thoughts which come to disturb you, gently remind yourself that you are meditating. There is divine light in my heart, and it is attracting me. Please start meditation. That's all. I absorb your inner condition into each and every cell of your existence. And gently open your eyes. So, Dr. Anuj, that's all from my side. Back to you. If there are any questions or anybody we can take or can close the session.
Thank you. Thank you, Rishi Ranjan ji.
So it was really very interesting and informative talk, sir. So I hope all must have benefited from his talk on the mind management by Rishi Ranjan ji. Thank you for your information and informative talk, sir. So finally, I would like to request my fellow coordinator, Dr. Anuj K. Sharma, to give his vote of thanks.
I have a question for Rishi Ranjan, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, your availability from 21st to 26th of December for another session.
Yes.
You can respond to it later on as and when you are free. So that's,
Yes, we can talk about it.
Hello, Subrat sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, can I give the vote of thanks now?
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
There was a internet problem on my side, so I was disconnected for a minute. Okay. So on behalf of the whole organizing team, I take this pleasure of giving this vote of thanks for at the end of this 5-day faculty development program. And first of all, my special thanks I would like to pay to Shri Rishi Ranjan ji, the guest of honor for this session. So not only for accepting our invitation, but also for this very enlightening and liberating experience that you have given us. This last 1 hour, I'm sure for most of us was one of the best, from this linearly traveling time that you have told us. And thank you very much for this experience. I'm sure this is going to be very useful and helpful for most of us who are attending this session in our personal and professional efforts. And well, this was a 4-day program, and this long programs generally they require a lot of help from various individuals. So without taking individual names, but I would like to just mention that Professor Neeraj Gupta sir, who has guided us at every stage of this program, who also connected us to Shri Tarun Toshniwal ji, who could actually help us reaching out to you, Shri Ranjan ji. So thank you, sir. And again, as I mentioned, not take individual names to thank. This is a large list of people who has actually helped us to completing this program successfully. So at this end of this program, I just want to thank one and all, and namaskar everyone.
Namaskar, and best wishes to everybody, and thanks from our side for being part of us. Please continue to spread the message of consciousness that we have just learned, and I'm sure you'll be able to influence the minds of thousands of people whom we come across, and that's a very big responsibility on all of us. And thanks for reminding us that, Rishi ji. And
thank you,
it's a
sir.
privilege for us, and thank you so much.
Thank you, VC Saab. Thank you. This was very nice being all of us. My prayers and best wishes. May you all go and influence thousands and thousands of minds, make their life purposeful, and in that process, make our life purposeful. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now the valedictory function comes to end. Thanks to all your participation in this program. Thanking you all.
Now, if anybody has to say something, they can do it now because it's kind of a free time for them. And then we'll
yes.
So there'll be some few people who are left out in the formal. They wanted to say a few things. I guess they could add it now. If anybody feels like.
Any participants who wants to talk?
Hello, sir. Hello, this is Dr. from Karnataka, sir. Hello. This is Dr. Murgesh from Karnataka. I want to share something about
yes.
the same.
Yes,
sir,
we can hear you, sir. Yes.
Grateful to every organizer, who directly or indirectly completion of all 1 week session. I think in Kannada one saying is there, Kai Kave Kailasa, means work is worship. The Basavanna who gave message to the entire world. If we do our work without any interruption, ultimately we will reach our goal. And then one more vachana is there, Kallabeda, Kullabeda, Usiya Nudiyallu Beda, Annarige Asaya Pada Beda, Idiru Aliyallu Beda. This is the meaning: you do your duty without any interruption, without blame to anyone. Ultimately, you will reach your goal. That is what the new education policy will say same thing. We will do with a goal and objective work that will ultimately reach, we can individual as well as nationwide also. This is the possible way to achieve our economic growth and the national development. I hope that in future, all the young people, the minds, they will ignite their mind. our country will become superpower nation. I think in another 20 years, I hope that this policy may change our entire world. So thanks for all Rajasthan University, the faculty members, and then the all TLC group, and then such special thanks to everyone. I could not take any individual names, all because a few people we learned so many things. Thanks once again, my bottom of heart. Thanks everyone, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Dr. Anju Sharma ji.
Hello, Sanju Sharma sir.
Hello.
Yes, I think Dr. Shukir ji is saying something.
जी जी सर, मैं सबसे पहले तो डॉक्टर अंजू शर्मा जी एंड पूरी टीम का ग्रेटफुल हूँ, रियली ग्रेटफुल एंड थैंक्स करता हूँ कि आपने जैसे आपकी राजस्थान की पहचान है रिस्पेक्ट एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, वो रियली बहुत अच्छा कॉम्बिनेशन था और हमने बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला जो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है और जो वोकेशनल जो ट्रेनिंग है उसके बारे में। और हम कोशिश करेंगे इसमें से कुछ जो गेन किया उसमें से यदि 25% भी इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे तो भी बच्चों का भी और हमारा भला होगा। जैसे ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज के बारे में हमने देखा कि गूगल प्लेटफॉर्म है या और अदर जो भी हैं, सर ने बताया कि कोर्सेज कैसे हम कर सकते हैं, कैसे क्लास कंडक्ट कर सकते हैं, वो आपने वेरी सिंपल और इफेक्टिव वे में आपने बताया। उसके लिए एक बार फिर मैं मेरी तरफ से, मेरे सभी साथियों की तरफ से आपका तहे दिल से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ और आपकी बधाई देता हूँ।
थैंक यू।
और सर एक पूछना चाह रहे थे कि कुछ हमारी तरफ से ड्यू है समरी के अलावा या कुछ अटेंडेंस या जैसे फीडबैक फॉर्म और अदर?
सर वो आई थिंक लास्ट 2 डेज
हाँ फीडबैक
तो
फॉर्म
हमारे ऑफिस के साइड से वो आपको आएगा, तो आप प्लीज इसमें पार्टिसिपेट कीजिएगा।
कर दिया जी 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 थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू अगेन।
ऑलराइट, well, I think I forgot to mention that I think you know that any program is successful by there are two major contributor. One is the participants and another one is the the teachers, the speakers, our resource person. Okay, so I think the resource persons are not here, but I hope that this reach out to them and all the participants. We thank you again for participating. Without you we could not do a program, so thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you also, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
सर सेशन
Thank you, sir.
चेन्नई से तमीम अहमद बोल रहा हूँ सर। क्यों सर?
Yes,
Thank you,
तमीम जी
sir.
बताइए।
सर मैं डॉक्टर
कैमरा अपसेट है।
हेलो सर। Yes sir, I am Dr. Saroj Bugalia from SK Government College Seeker, sir.
Yes, Dr. Saroj, you want to say something?
Yes sir, very informative workshop sir, very informative. हम
Thank
सर
you,
गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज में है, एडमिशन की फॉर्मेलिटी चल रही है, तो कोई सेशन मिस हो गया कभी कभी, बाकी बहुत बढ़िया लगा, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला।
Okay, ma'am.
सही है।
Thank you, ma'am.
थैंक यू सर।
सर चेन्नई से तमीम अहमद बोल रहा हूँ सर।
Yes, तमीम जी।
हाँ बहुत अच्छा लगा सर, बहुत अच्छा लगा सर। इससे पहले भी मैं 10 डेज का अटेंड किया था और ये भी अटेंड किया सर, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला सर हमें।
थैंक यू तमीम जी, थैंक यू,
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर।
थैंक यू, आपका भी शुक्रिया अटेंड करने के लिए सर।
सर एक्चुअली डॉक्टर श्रीकांत द्विवेदी दिस साइड।
यस द्विवेदी जी।
हाँ सर, एक क्वेरी है मेरा सर, कल का एग्जाम छूट गया है मेरा इवनिंग का जो आपने लिखा।
सर अभी ओपन है, आप अभी कंप्लीट कीजिए उसको इमीडिएटली प्लीज।
ओके सर, ओके, थैंक यू। बाकी फीडबैक मैंने ऑल दिया है सर।
ऑल राइट, आई थिंक गौरव जी वी कैन क्लोज दिस नाउ।
Okay,
thank you very much again. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Sir, Anu sir, thank you so much for giving me chance to attend this FDP. Thank you to all of you from my heart. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, madam. You're welcome.
Sir, एक छोटा सा query, can I ask you?
Yes,
hello.
ma'am, please.
सर एक्चुअल में क्या है कि पहले वाला FDP अटेंड किया था, बट अगर आप थोड़ा हेल्प कर सकते हैं तो आई डिडंट गेट सर्टिफिकेट, तो सर हाउ कैन आई गेट इट? अगर
कौन सा प्रोग्राम था वो, कौन सा प्रोग्राम
सर
था?
ये 23 ऑफ नवंबर से जो दिसंबर में था, 4 ऑफ दिसंबर तक ना।
आपका नाम आप प्लीज
डॉक्टर सुमन लता, डॉक्टर सुमन लता सर।
गौरव जी आप
राइट,
नोट कर लीजिएगा।
हाँ
डॉक्टर
सर।
सुमन लता, सीरियल नंबर 49 इन दिस एफडीपी। और
Okay.
लास्ट एफडीपी भी सर मैंने अटेंड किया था, तो अभी मेरे को सर्टिफिकेट सर नहीं मिला है।
हाँ
तो
मैम, हम
अगर
लोगों को थोड़ा सा
हाँ,
टाइम लगता है। ये सारे जो
हाँ,
आप लोग असाइनमेंट सबमिट करते हैं, अटेंडेंस चेक करके सब थोड़ा टाइम
हाँ,
लगता है हम लोगों
नो प्रॉब्लम सर। बस
तो-
यही जानना था कि
हाँ जी।
अगर मेरे पास ही नहीं आया या मतलब अभी जनरेट ही नहीं किया है सर, बस जस्ट आई
गौरव
वांट
जी
टू
आप
आस्क।
चेक कर लीजिएगा।
अभी जनरेट नहीं किया।
सर माइसेल्फ
ओके,
सारिका शर्मा।
थैंक यू
सर
सो
मैं
मच सर।
सर माइसेल्फ सारिका शर्मा। सर मुझे भी यही कहना था कि मेरा भी सर्टिफिकेट नहीं आया है, जबकि वो एफडीपी मैंने भी अटेंड की थी और सारे फीडबैक्स भी, फॉर्म भी फिल किए थे, असाइनमेंट भी सारे किए थे, लेकिन अभी तक मुझे अब सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिला है। जो मैडम बात कर रही हैं मेरा भी है सर।
आई थिंक मैम वो प्रोसेस में ही है। आई थिंक एक ईमेल गौरव जी जो ईमेल आज आया है सर उसी में है ना वो सबका।
अंजू सर।
हाँ
अंजू सर
मैडम वो चल रहा है, प्रोसेस में हो जाएगा।
सर मैं ये पूछ रहा था जो
ओके
ये
सर।
5 डे
एक्चुअली क्या था,
वर्कशॉप है।
पिछली बार फीडबैक फॉर्म्स तो थे, वो मल्टीपल रेस्पॉन्स दे रहे थे, मतलब जितनी बार भी बोलते थे वो उतनी बार ही फिल करने के लिए बोलते थे। तो इसलिए थोड़ा सा ये है कि पता नहीं हमारा एक्सेप्ट हुआ है नहीं हुआ है, क्या चक्कर है, कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं है। और एक मेरे पास किसी और का असाइनमेंट भी मेल कर दिया था कि ये आपने भेजा है, जबकि वो मेरा नहीं था। मेरा तो इस तरीके की गड़बड़ थी पिछली बार, तो मैं इसलिए सिर्फ आपको
ओके मैम। हाँ गौरव जी आप सारिका मैडम का चेक कर लीजिएगा।
हाँ सर, यस सर।
अंजू
ओके
सर।
मैम, नो प्रॉब्लम।
अंजू सर
मुझे असाइनमेंट। हेलो सर।
Yes sir, please submit it by tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Thank you, sir.
Expecting it today, but since many of you are requesting, so please submit it by tomorrow.
अंजू सर मैं आपसे छोटी और पूछना था सर। हेलो सर।
हेलो
अंजू सर।
हाँ सुखवीर जी बताइए जल्दी।
ये पूछा था जो ये आपकी एफडीपी है ये एपीआई में सपोर्ट करेगी ना, यूजीसी स्पॉन्सर्ड है। एपीआई के लिए 7 डे
Our
बना देंगे सर।
director साहब Ajit sir is here. I think he's best to answer this question. Ajit sir,
सर
please.
आप हमारा 10 दिन का और एक प्रोग्राम है उसमें अटेंड करिए, उसमें बताते हैं यूजीसी का रूल्स भी बताते हैं।
नहीं वो तो है सर।
सही से यूजीसी का रूल पढ़ा ही नहीं है। 2018 गाइडलाइन में क्लियर कट देखिए, उसमें लिखा है जो यूजीसी के जो एचआरडीसी सेंटर है
जी,
और नहीं तो जो टीएलसीज है, पीएमएल पंडित मदन मालवीय स्कीम का जो भी ऑर्गेनाइज किया जाएगा सारे एपीआई के लिए काउंट होता है।
1 वीक में माने जाए सर।
है कि लेवल 10 से 11 तक जाना चाहते हैं कि 11 से 12 तक जाना चाहते हैं, अलग अलग रिक्वायरमेंट है उसकी।
जी जी जी, थैंक यू सर। ओके सर।
All right, I think we can close it now. And participant, if you have any query, you know that there is a email, my email, you know, TLC program email, you know.
जी ओके सर।
So please write to us if you have a really, genuine query. You just please write to us.
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
All right.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू, बाय बाय।
थैंक यू सर। ओके सर।
Thank you, Anuj sir.
Okay, madam.
सर ये पीपीटी यदि पॉसिबल हो तो भेजना सर।
ओके सुखवीर जी।
ओके।
तो अजीत सर क्लोज कर दें फिर अभी तो।
Can you mute other participant, entire all participant?
I think sir is here. Sir is saying something.
Let everybody close, and or you can close this session and start another one. Whatever is it.
As you wish, sir.
You can close and then log in back.
Okay.
नहीं तो गौरव।
यस सर।
ये पार्टिसिपेंट को सबको तो आप रिमूव कर सकते हो ना?
ओके ठीक है सर।
कर दो।
यस सर।
अनुज सर कहाँ चलेगी?
आई थिंक सर अनुज सर लॉगिन कर रहे हैं वापस, या तो
कर रहे हैं ना?
ठीक है, मैं बात कर ले रहा हूँ। सर देवेश सर भी अपने ही यूनिवर्सिटी के हैं ना?
अनुज सर से एक बार फोन कर लो।
हाँ सर आ रहे हैं, लॉगिन कर रहे हैं बस।
ये वाला